time now for weather with Nebraska Extension ag climatologist and Market Journal chief meteorologist Al Dutcher. And Al, seems like we've had some pretty calm conditions this week. Temperatures in many spots back in line with where they should be for this time of year. So can we expect this to continue?
Well, Troy, you are correct. We've had some very nice weather, and it looks like that will continue this weekend and possibly even all the way through Christmas, as most of the models are hinting at much above normal temperatures to dominate pretty much the center of the country. And it does not appear at this point in time the models are agreeing that we will have a white Christmas. It looks like it is going to be a brown Christmas across the vast majority of Nebraska. That we take this warmer weather, it's been a very long, cool fall period with a lot of inclement weather, so it's nice to start to see a break as we move into the first part of the winter, and by all consensus in terms of what we're seeing in terms of equatorial Pacific, it looks like this event will last, this El Nino will last for the next few months, and I expect that the trends that we are starting to see develop will continue on for a vast majority of the winter. So as we look at today, we have this upper air low that is moving across the northern plains. Most of the moisture will be right across the Canadian and the U.S. border over toward the Great Lakes, as these surface lows to our south just don't have enough energy to lift the moisture far enough to interact with this system. Most of the energy will be robbed from the system moving up the eastern seaboard with the heavy precipitation. Then as we go into tomorrow, we start to see this ridge building into our region, bringing much warmer conditions to much of the central plains. As high pressure dominates, we should easily see most locations returning into the 40s to possibly 50s to the southern part of the state, with an absence of precipitation. The only major moisture, the western and the eastern seaboards. The high pressure slips a little bit farther to the east on Monday. We start to see a little bit of a wave moving across the southern United States underneath this ridge. That will not be a problem for us, as this low pressure system does not have any feed of moisture coming into it to generate precipitation. All of it remains on the western United States coast. As we get into the day on Tuesday, we start to see the ridge trying to build in, but that piece of energy starts to move to the south of us across Texas. High pressure remains firmly controlled in the central plains. Once again, we stay well above normal in terms of temperatures and a lack of precipitation. We should easily be in the 40s to the low 50s. And then we start to see that energy move over top of that ridge, bringing in a little cooler air to the northern plains, and some of that will reach into northeast and east central Nebraska as we go on the day on Wednesday, with a slight cool down, probably 5 to 7 degrees. Much warmer conditions, probably 60s possible in the southwest part of the state. Here's a little bit of precipitation with that low that's slowly moving across the Gulf Coast states. And then we see that ridge starting to reestablish itself with a deep trough starting to form in the eastern United States. So it looks like we're going to stay dry here in the center part of the country, with most of the activity and cool conditions moving off to our east. And we see precipitation pretty much lacking across the country. As we go into the day on Friday, once again we start to see another wave moving across the United States, but again this does not dig southward, it moves straight eastward. Keeps the precipitation to our north. Even though we see a surface low developing across portions of the Texas Panhandle, it's moving so quickly that it's not going to get the moisture up to us, and this really represents the last real good opportunity of significant snows or snowfall before Christmas. So the 8 to 14 day forecast from next Thursday through Christmas Day shows above normal temperatures in terms of precipitation, bullseye below normal moisture right over Nebraska.